Hello, welcome back to our classes. Mastering P&ID and other schematics, a practical approach for complete beginners and self-learning on how to examine, interpret, draw P&ID and other schematic diagrams. Today, we shall be looking at Chapter 3, Lesson 1, Standard and Codes. Standard and code consideration in P&ID design. One important role in P&ID design is the selection of standard and code for any project. Selection of symbols of instrument, graphic, shared displays, and computer function from the same standard and code ensure uniformity in P&ID design and consequently make it easier to know, draft, read, and interpret the schematics. For example, ANSI/ISA 5.1 is the symbol for instrument identification. ANSI/ISA 5.5 is the symbol for graphic identification, and ISA 5.3 is the symbol for control shared displays instrument. Where symbols are required in the P&IDs, the selection of the same standard should be well thought out to ensure uniformity in reading, drafting, and interpretation. The P&ID homogeneousness will be defeated when two different standards and code are used together or mixed up on the same P&ID design. Such combination in standard and code will not guarantee uniformity of the P&ID. Before creating or modifying, reading, or interpreting P&ID, make sure you have an updated copy of the standard and code from the relevant institute or organization. What then is a standard? Technical standards are not legalized uniform engineering documents by individuals or company, organization, or country to provide methodological techniques and practices for solving troubleshooting engineering issues. They are just documents, but they are not legalized. What then is a code? Code are engineering documents used for design, troubleshooting, fabrication, installation, commissioning, and other measures adopted by permitted authority. A code fixes a minimum acceptable measure of safety for design, procurement, construction, and project management, and so on and so forth. Standard document become a code when it is legalized and approved by the government body or the relevant authority. Example of some standards. Here we have the abbreviation of some standards like ISA, International Society of Automation, the DINA, the ANSI, the ISO, the IEC, the ASME, the BS, and the PIP, and so on. These are some of the institute and organizations providing standard and code used in P&ID design. Any updated copy of the standards and code document can be obtained from the appropriate institute or organization. Standard and codes purposes. We have the standard, we have a code, then what are the purposes of each of these standard and code? So like the ANSI ISA 5.1-2009 or 2009, the purpose of this document, of this standard and code, is for instrumentation symbol and identification. Then we have, for example, ANSI ISA 5.5-35. What is the purpose of this standard code? It's for graphic symbol for process display. Okay. Then we have the ISA 5.3-1983. Purposes for graphic symbol for distributed control and shared displays instrument, logic, and computer systems. All these standards and symbols have their own special purposes. These are not the only standard and code we have. ANSI ISA 5.1 is the symbol for instrument identification. ANSI ISA 5.5 is the symbol for graphic identification. And ISA 5.3 is the symbol for control shared displays instruments. When developing process plant diagram for any process, the contractor and client must agree on the standard and code that must be used on that particular task. It is recommendable that you stick to a particular standard and code for optimal deliverables and for good project reports. In addition, we also have some other code and their purpose. For example, we have the ISO 14617-6. The purpose of this code is for graphic symbol for diagrams only. Then we have this ISO 14617. What's the purpose? For graphic symbol for use on mechanical engineering and construction drawing, diagrams, plans, map, in relevant technical product documentation. I leave you with quick exercises. Thank you. See you again in chapter 4.